Max Jason. Welcome to the legendary Marvel deck building Fear Itself Villains expansion. This is the only expansion for the Villains version, where you play as the villains. They're all compatible with the every other set. They just had some different terminology. Alright, so we're just going to hop right into these guys here. So the Fear Itself storyline was essentially Odin's evil brother, the Serpent, drops 7 hammers, like Thor's. They enchant heroes and villains alike, and they become powerful things. The main one is Scotty here, who is the Red Skull's daughter. That's why she's a Hydra, because she's part of this Red Skull. Because a Red Skull thought he was going to get the power and went to his daughter instead, and then other heroes or villains became empowered, and then the heroes eventually had to get Asgardian weapons to defeat them. They're all represented. It's an interesting mix of characters and cards. So we're going to go through these guys quick. Dark Prophecy. The Ancient Oath of Hydra. So even though she's part of the, Hammer, the Worthy, as they're called, she still has a lot of Hydra abilities. They have a new keyword in here called Throw an Artifact. Artifacts were introduced during Guardians of the Galaxy set. It was a card when you play it, instead of it going in your discard pile and eventually getting shuffled in, it stays out in front of you and has an active effect. The Throw-in artifacts represent the hammers. So they lay down, and when you play them down, they don't do anything, unlike a regular artifact, but you can throw them by discarding this card. And then when it's throwing, it gets +2 for each card you discarded this turn. So it's essentially like they lay there, they don't do any extra, but then whenever you want, you can discard them to activate their effect. And then the Warbanger of Hydra. So up next, we have Necrod, Breakers of the Ocean. This is Adama, and he is an enemy of Asgard. Feed My Undersea Legions. Cudgel of the Deep. And then he has an artifact, throwing artifact as well. And then Break Their Loyalties. Next up we have Skirn, Breaker of Men. This is Titania. So Underhanded Dealings. Towering Leader. Titanic Bludgeon. And Break Your Hopes. And then we have Giroth, the Breaker of Wills. This is the Absorbing Man, Titania's boyfriend. So this has Absorb Metal. Mace of Chains. Body of Ur, which is the metal the hammers are made out of. Thor's hammer as well. Break the Will to Resist. And then finally we have Kurth, Breaker of Stone. This is the Juggernaut. Reach for Power. Unstoppable Sledge. Contest of Strength, showing the new Colossus Juggernaut. And Break Every Bone. Then we also have Null, Breaker of Worlds. This is the Hulk. Got imbued like he needed more power. Otherworldly Maul. Null Smash. Say no smash to get the effect. Each player then slaps the palm on the table. The last player to slap palm on the table gains a binding. kind of a weird effect. And then Break the World. Alright, the only hammer person if I remember correct, they didn't show as a thing, was a hammer wielder. I don't remember his name. It's kind of odd. It would have been kind of cool if they just would have had one extra character or two extra characters in there just to show everybody. That's alright though. So we have our first our commander here, which is the Aru Enchanted Iron Man. He's basically wearing what's essentially destroyer armor. He leads the mighty. And he has Demolish. And then some other effects. So we'll go through and look at his stuff. Which is then the armor of the destroyer. Pepper Potts and rescue armor. So it kind of just plays on part of the storyline. And quantum interventions. And repulsor coils. Now we get our adversaries that they fought against, the worthy, the bad guys. So these are all different adventure characters, heroes that are imbued with Asgardian weapons. So they're the Aru Enchanted weapons, and sorry if I'm saying that wrong. They also have a new thing called Fight or Flail. And there's reason that is because the way the Aru Enchanted weapons works is whenever you play it, you reveal the top card of the deck, and then of the villain deck or the adversary's deck. And this character gains an attack equal to whatever that person's victory points is. So if like you revealed another Hawkeye, for example, he would gain +2, so he'd have 5 attack instead. And they added the Fight or Fail, because Fight usually just means if you defeat them, you gain this ability. This is if you beat them or if you lose to them, you do this ability. And they added that because if you are going to fight Hawkeye here and you only have 3 attack points and you flip over something with anything higher than 1, which I think unless it's a steam twist or a plot twist or a bystander, it's always going to have at least 1, you wouldn't be able to beat him because you can't add more points after you started a fight. You could play down all your cards and have 10 points, spend 3 to fight him. Oh, I need more. I have 7 more attack to use. I got my card off the screen. But if you only have 4 attack cards laid, or points worth of attack laid down before you decide to attack, because you're like, oh, I'll see what happens if I beat this guy, then I can play more cards later if I need to. You can't play anymore. So that's how that works. This is one of the ones where it doesn't have lots of duplicates of each character, so I have a bunch of variety. All of the mighty Marvel characters all have kind of like neat, like neon patterned costumes. So like Spider-Man has 2 enchanted weapons because it's showing he has a spiked claw, which unfortunately you can't really see in this picture, but he has 1 on each arm. So you have to do this effect twice. So it makes him a little bit harder to beat. The Red She-Hulk. Wolverine, who actually has 2, but he also starts with 5, so he could be very difficult to beat. Doctor Strange, who has an ambush ability, as well as his Ur-Enchant and his Fight to Fail. Black Widow, who has 2 daggers, or knives. The Iron Fist. Miss Marvel. And then the plots themselves are Fear itself, which is what it's based off of. The Traitor. And Last Stand at Avengers Tower. Alright, so that's all we have for Legendary Fear itself, the first and so far only villain expansion. Again, I've explained in the villains thing, because now with the newer sets with Civil War and the Secret Wars, they just basically make it so you can play as villains as regular hero cards, so they don't have the different terminology. Be awesome if they just reprint villains and remake it that way. Like, I think most people that have the game would buy it just so they don't have to, oh, I'm going to play some brand new people. Now I have to explain what adversaries are, or why do I have Hydra agents? Just have Hydra agents and Shield agents. It's the same thing. Just makes the game simpler. Anyhow, that's just my thoughts. See you guys later. Bye.